Hey folks, good morning. It is the Monday, June 16th iteration of the OpenJS Security Collaboration Space Monday meeting. For the agenda today, and here, let me drop the link to the agenda in the chat. Got a few things for folks to take a look at and review and just bring you all up to speed on. So first item on the agenda, and here, let me actually share my screen. Oh, that's not good. That tab did not go where it was supposed to. Let me share my screen so we can kind of walk through what's here. Alrighty. Is my window too big for folks here? Let me make it a little bit smaller. All right, so today for the agenda, we have the version 2.0 of the compliance guide. So based on um, feedback that was in here and we talked about before and what from folks, I've cleaned up the spreadsheet a bit to be a little bit more comprehensible again because it was a little bit messy. There wasn't really much feedback in here, so I just took the liberty of doing some cleanup and organizing things. There's a couple of big changes to be. We talked about what the changes would be before, but to kind of walk through them. So the big things that I did to reorganize this are to try to create some hierarchy. Um, You'll notice that these hierarchy levels just have colors associated with them because, frankly, there wasn't a good descriptive name for these different ways of organizing the data. So I just have these color names for right now. And it's kind of hard to see what all of these different identification like stubs mean and how it visually flows. So we're going to just go into really quick the version 2 draft of the um, markdown that I thought it might be a little bit more helpful for people to check out and understand. So there's basically to try out different forms of hierarchy. There's two different hierarchies right now, and they're just hierarchy 1 and hierarchy 2. Um, and so Oh, I didn't rename these yet to the colors. So basically, there's two different ways of looking at the data. Oh, that link apparently. Oh, I see. My bad. My links are folder off. So let me go through these manually really quick for you. Let's see. If we check out the hierarchy 1, you can see one way, and these are just like quick files right now for you all to check things out and provide feedback. This is one way of looking at the hierarchy right now. This has like a higher level concept of a domain that was in there before, and then has these other areas that are kind of grouped together by these domains. So you see like branch protection here and branch protection here, for example. Um, so I think this is my preferred one right now, but I'm certainly open-minded to other folks' views on these. The other hierarchy one is right here. And again, you can see kind of different ways of organizing these things so that it's a little bit easier for folks to parse through them. Um, Also, I have created some files just to work around context. If you, in the spreadsheet, the idea of a context is like the tool. And if there isn't a tool, it's like some higher level idea. So the main contexts are GitHub, CVD tooling, the project itself, and NPM right now. Whether or not to keep these two project and CVD tool contexts is, I think, something that we could really talk about. I'd love to hear your all's feedback on those. But if we just go into the GitHub one, context one, for example, because this is the largest, here I try out tables just to see what how you all felt about this. And yeah, this just hopefully makes it a little bit easier to read than it did was before. But if folks have thoughts on how to present this otherwise, I would really love to hear it. Um, so yeah, and then individually here, there's a guideline for each. There's a markdown file for each guideline. Um, Again, the templating and formatting, it can be worked on. It's not a big deal right now. It's very easy to fix if folks have comments. Um, and you can also see below here, like the hierarchy ideas again, just for display purposes, to hopefully make it easy to navigate through. Um, so yeah, I don't know if folks have any thoughts right now, but or you could definitely just let me know. Put some comments um, into the spreadsheet that we've been working on. There are already kind of areas for that. So yeah, any feelings on that one before I moved on to the next item?
Um, I have a question. We have assessed the security compliance guide, the version one on Node.js,
Hmm.
and as I have shared with you, it didn't fit to us, uh, but still, I can see a lot of improvements that would be interesting if we, as a team in the security working group, discuss that. But I'm not sure if those items are in the stable, they are in a stable column or they are prone to change. Do we have that flag on the spreadsheet? Like some columns, I can see some changes between versions, but I'm
Hmm.
not sure if it's time for us to do a second round of review from the Node.js perspective. Is there a flag that tells it to me?
There's been a lot of changes on like a lot of rows. I think we could flag it. That's a good call out. I can update it for that. Um, but I think at the moment, until are you talking about actually doing a review to re-review Node.js or just to review the spreadsheet itself? Sorry.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it to review the spreadsheet or to re-review Node?
No, actually, the spreadsheet.
Oh,
What I did last time was basically I saw the spreadsheet and I converted that to a markdown, and then we
mm,
discussed each one of the items in the Node.js security working group meetings. And I was planning to do the same, but I'm not sure if some row or some columns or some rows are going to change anytime soon. So I want to do it with the ones that we are in agreement that will not change anymore.
gotcha. Um, well, hopefully the expectation is that we're not going to have any more big changes after this iteration. So
Okay.
I think the 2.0 one's meant to be pretty stable compared to what we've had so far. So I think from the perspective of re-reviewing stuff with Node.js, I think we can, it's pretty easy for me to go put in flags to see for which ones have changed dramatically or not between versions for you. And also I can add that in to make it easier for folks to see as well while they're reviewing the sheet in general. So that's a good call out. Thanks, Raf.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any other feelings or thoughts on this right now? We've had a couple of weeks now for review on this, so hopefully we're pretty close. And if you all haven't had a chance to look at it already, if you wouldn't mind doing that this week, I would really appreciate that. So we can just get it down and locked. All right, cool beans. Next item on here is the CNA working session and internal processes. So some folks here received an email where I shared with them an internal process doc that um, I created to start to prompt conversation for those of us who are supporting the CNA. Also in the agenda, there is a doodle for folks, and here I can drop this doodle here. If you're working on the CNA, in other words, if you've been paying attention, you're in the CNA distro, um, please sign up on the doodle for like a working session for us to work through some internal processes and how we want to do certain things. This doesn't require a big audience. This is more like just like Jordan, Ulysses, Chris, and I to work through those details. Definitely, please check out the document. And I didn't put too much detail into the processes so far because I wanted to get us normalized on what those processes were first. And these things can go in a lot of different directions. There's a lot of room to be opinionated here. Um, so definitely please do check out the doc ahead of time and suggest time for meetings. Unfortunately, I only could select 20 different options on the doodle. So, and I put them all in the early morning because I figured that'd be easier for folks. But if like none of those times work, just let me know and I can expand the doodle out more. We could create a second one or something like that so we can get the right time for folks. Any questions on that? Okay, cool bean. Um, Other couple items, there are now pull requests in the CPC repo for the NPM continuity policy and for the services.md policy. There wasn't really any major changes from when they went to the CPC last, but if you all want to go check that out, I can drop links really quick actually for that for folks. Here. Drop that here. There's this one. And then there is,
And
this one.
Rude, about the CNA, I think you are following the thread I have opened to the TSC to discuss being on OpenJS CNA umbrella. And I think the missing steps are mostly how we can migrate it or how we can gradually make this migration a bit smoother. Or I mean, we still miss some ends because we currently use HackerOne and we have our CNA, but we have no objections to go to OpenCNA if that doesn't cause us a lot of maintenance or a lot of burden. So I have sent a message to you through that thread. If you
Okay.
can take a look and reply to us, that would be great to bring back in the next TSC meeting.
Yeah. I do recall seeing that thread. I think Raph, what might be helpful is to sit down and maybe have a chat with folks to understand what kind of processes and stuff
Yeah,
you
we
would
can do
like.
it.
What was
Sorry?
that, Raph? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that we can schedule a meeting. I am the one that wrote the automation, so I can
Oh,
tell you.
yeah, then Raph, maybe um I don't know how everybody else feels, but maybe Raph, it would be good for you to just join us on the CNA internal working session. And then because honestly, a lot of that conversation is also going to be around how we want to organize automation and publishing CVEDs. And since you've already done a lot of work around that and are familiar with it, we'd love to have you there. Maybe that's how we can kind of join these things up.
Okay, yeah, feel free to send me the invite.
We haven't don't have the invite yet. So in the agenda, there's a doodle to try to set a time for this meeting. So please just put your availability in and we'll hopefully get it scheduled soon.
Okay, we'll do that now.
Cool. Thank you, folks. And let me see. What else is there? I think that is it for today. The big ones are just please take a look again at those at the compliance guidelines and review for feedback one last time. And for folks involved with the CNA, please do fill out the doodle so that we can get some time scheduled and go over some internal stuff. And Raf, thanks for joining us on that because I think that'll actually help quite a bit. Any other items for folks? Oh, I see, Ben. I think I did not share that document. Well, okay. Sorry, I fixed the permissions for that doc, so you should be able to access it now, Ben, and everybody else. Cool beans. Anything else, folks? Alrighty. Well, thank you all. And again, just please, and I'll drop the link one more time for the agenda. Definitely do check out the links that I dropped into the agenda to review and fill out the doodle. Thank you so much, folks, and have a great week.
Thanks,
Oh,
everyone.
yeah. Care. Bye-bye.